Hello, Mrs. Martin.
How are you? How was your run today?
Painful.
Yeah, it's exhausting, I think.
Knackered.
Yeah, knackered. Anyway, speaking of knackered, I finally finished my second novel in my Pride and Prejudice Modern Variation series.
Woohoo!
It only took me 2.5 years.
It's 2.5 years. Anyway.
So, I know you don't like them,
Mr. Darcy.
but he was pivotal as I grew up. So, stuff you in your
Yeah,
non-Darcy ways.
But Jaws was pivotal when I grew up. Doesn't mean I wrote a book about him.
Anyway,
Well, Same with Superman.
that's on you.
And
Anyway,
E.T.
am I stopping you from writing your own?
And Darth Vader.
Okay.
And
So-
these little fairy things.
This is not about you.
Oh, sorry.
So this is
And Batman. And Batman.
this is my second modern fanfic take, and it's labeled "Misunderstandings Along the Way." So, and it's a variation through England, France, and Spain. So basically, I have written about this in the preface how I wanted them to go through the Camino.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's
Let's do the Camino.
let's do the Camino, but write about it in the book. The Camino, for those of you who do not know, is a millennium-old pilgrimage route that takes you eventually to Santiago de Compostela in Spain. The other two, there were actually three main pilgrimage routes, and the other two were Jerusalem and Rome. So Jerusalem was the big one, and I think that's why we had the Crusades and all of that. But Rome and then increasingly Santiago became the pilgrimage route to do. And I think towards the 20th century, it got revived. And there have been many movies about it.
The Way is the most...
Yes, you were impressed by The Way, weren't
was a
you?
very good- that was
Yeah,
a good movie,
that's a
actually.
very good movie, and it stars Emilio Estevez
and
Martin
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 Sheen.
Sheen. Yeah, so plenty.
And
yeah.
the dude from Godzilla.
Which one? I don't
The
remember.
French copper.
Oh, was he?
He
I
actually
didn't
played.
know
He played the
that.
Frenchman in Godzilla.
Oh wow!
And I can't think of his name.
All right. Yeah. So
The 94 version.
So I think I remember that. And they in the movie The Way. I know it's a bit of a segue, but that's called the French route because it actually starts in France. So the main, I think, the more popular route now. Goes from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-la-Porte, which I think where the French dude is from. But if you're going to be traditional about it, you started off at a cathedral. So Paris at Notre Dame, or in this particular book, I made Lizzie, who is the one of the two main characters there, to go to start at Canterbury Cathedral, just because historically there was that king who said, "Can somebody get rid of this man?" And that was Thomas à Becket, and he became a saint as a result. He had all these four knights who basically stabbed him in the church and the altar. So very much so there's that pilgrimage aspect of the Camino. So that's why I thought, why
Let's
don't
do it with
let's
the
do
Camino.
it with the Camino.
So
Maybe I should, I know we're talking about it, so maybe I should go through and look at the table of contents, because the table of contents does provide a summary of what this book is going to be about. And I finished it, and there were 96 chapters altogether, and I was trying to discuss it with Mr. Martin if this was longer. I think it's longer, but it has less chapters than my previous book, which was the other modern variation.
yes, I believe so.
And this second one, as I mentioned, is part of my arts and culture series. So the first book, I was going to call it "If Music Be the Fruit of Love" because I wanted to discuss music, but this one I wanted to talk about art. So that's where we are at this stage.
So we're not on the food yet.
No, maybe we should do that for the third one. So I might do that for the third one. Okay, so basically they start off in England, and then they go to France. And the thing about writing, as I've complained to Mr. Martin, is the characters that you write about, they want you to write about them. So they take over me as a writer, and they want this segue or that detour or whatever. So this is why. No, I'm serious.
Did they?
Did they? They did. They did.
Okay.
They did. You have no idea.
That's great.
How much authors have to deal with all these characters speaking in the heads saying, why don't you write about me doing this or doing that? You have no idea. You have no idea. So I've actually written about that in my blog, where there's a painting of Charles Dickens with all these characters that he's written, and they're just occupying his mind, and you kind of want to say, can you be quiet so I can write the plot? Moving on. So I did spend a good deal of time in France, and then finally in Spain and a bit of England. Now, I did have some lovely things to write about in terms of the minor characters. So Mr. Martin had some input in this, in the sense that I'm a civilian. I know nothing about military stuff. So if any military knowledgeable readers are out there,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy for you to correct me, and I'll go back to Mr. Martin and say, I told you the drone idea was a bit impossible. So
Better than what you were going to do.
so anyway, so my advance apologies to the cities and its residents who may feel as if I've insulted them.
Nuked them.
And then to all the military personnel. It is fiction. May I emphasize that this book is a work of fiction. So the errors are there.
Yeah.
Then moving along, and so I have written a preface where you can contact me, and also if you want to follow me on my blog. So there we go. This is the EPUB format, and it's showing 740 pages. Hopefully you'll be able to do a playlist, because there's so many resources and sources that I got for this particular novel, just doing some research about that. How long does it normally take to do the Camino in this sense? So for this particular book, I used the Camino del Norte, but the other aspect is I've also taken them through the Cevennes, where there is another route there, a Grand Randonnée called the Stevenson Way. So it was actually about Robert Louis Stevenson, who decided to go through the middle of France as he was waiting for his lover, and he took a donkey through the Cevennes. So I made them do that, except instead of donkeys, they're on horses. And after that, they went through the Canal du Midi.
Canal what?
Which is where they had a big barge. Remember Rick Stein and how he went through the canal? Yeah, I made them go through there.
Okay.
Before they finally reached the Camino. So that's why I thought the French bits were going to be fast, but they weren't. So they are meandering. So I think you will feel that when you read the book. And so that's why France is part 1 with a bit of England thrown in, and part 2 is Spain.
With a bit of Spain thrown in.
With a bit of England thrown in. I mean, you could argue, look, you just focused on northern Spain. Yes, I did. So we didn't go anywhere else but northern Spain, but other places in Spain are mentioned. But I think this is a nice, as I wrote in the back blurb, this is a nice homage to Jane Austen's dearest characters, but also it is a travelogue. So I hope you enjoy the journey.
It's like the Leyland brothers meet modern warfare.
I've done Australia now, so I don't think I'll write about that again. So we shall see. Anyway, so if you read my previous novel, thank you for waiting. Yes, it has taken me 2.5 years. Life does tend to get into the way.
Longer than Robert Jordan's last novel.
Oh gosh, don't even go there. Anyway, so we shall see. I mean, I wrote in my blog post that I smile when I write, so this is why I'm doing it. Any questions, Mr. Martin, before you make fun of Mr. Darcy?
No, let's just go straight to the Mr. Darcy roast.
Right.
The only dude who looks out a window and looks at a fireplace for the whole of a movie.
Okay, he does look out of windows with this one, and
Does
some
he look
of
at a fireplace?
some of there is a massive fireplace, I must admit, in Spain. So that's all I'm going to do, and I won't spoil it for my readers. Thank you very much. All right, have a good time.
Bye.